We are live and it's 5. And it's my favorite time of the week and the day when I have to have my cup of tea with Pan and his mama. And, it's become such a beautiful rhythm to come and meet you all every week. Thank you all for the support. And, I also see that there's certain schools who are actually, taking these as reference points and notes. So we're very grateful for that. It's a lot of work we put in. We've got wonderful speakers. And I think my this month is very special because we have a whole lot of our own Square Panda master training community with us. But story of Pan to begin with. Huh? That's our good luck. And we have to always do that. So Pan and his mum were sitting at home. It was all locked up and there was no way to roam. So Pan's mum told him a lot of stories and she made him do small, small things. She gave him a list of things and checked whether each one he brings. She asked him to repeat the songs that she sings, and Pan happily sang away. He picked up the broom and he went left to right, top to down. He picked up a napkin and wiped everything around. He asked his mama, "What is this?" And his mama told him the names of everything in the house and then all the actions too. And then she said, "Pan, please get ready smartly now. You're going to go to a school so new. Your teacher's going to teach you art, she's going to teach you math, and she's going to teach you language too." So Pan looked at Mama and said, "Well, I know how to speak. I know, see, I heard all the names and I brought you all the things. So I know the names of things. So what is my teacher going to teach?" So Pan's mama smiled and said, "Pan, to learn, you have to learn things old and new. Language is a combination of not very few things. It's many, many things, old and new." So Pan started thinking and saying, "Oh, maybe I understand what my teacher is going to teach me, but there is so many things I already know." So that's what children come to us about, with they don't come to us as blank slates. Like Pan and Mama, they come to us with a whole lot of language. And to bring this whole concept alive, we have Antaryami with us. That's a beautiful name. It's magical. And
Thank you.
his energy is like that. So I have to tell you very quickly that when I interacted with Antaryami last week, I actually came and sat today with a lot of um, you know readiness to learn, to listen to his thoughts, to understand his whole process, not only the language process, but how wonderfully he's adapted to becoming an early years, coming into the environment. So, Antaryami, a very warm welcome to you. And as you come, a short story on how you came to be a part of early years with Square Panda.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Antaryami, as Sonia Man said, and thank you very much for the introduction, Sonia Man. I've been, uh, see, when we're talking about myself, I have nearly 17 years of experience in the training community. I started in the information technology field, when I was actually going for my first job in Dell, um, during the training process, I fell in love with the uh, training community. So I wanted to become a trainer then itself. So then I started preparing myself. So what are the necessary components which are needed for me to become a successful trainer? The first thing that I learned was that I need to have knowledge. I need to how to speak. I need to refine my language. I need to become much better communicator. And that's where I learned that these are the things that needed. So I started working on it. Then after Dell, I joined a company which was into training teachers and providing skill enhancement in the teaching community as well. So during this process, I learned how to interact with teachers because they already have a lot of a wealth of life experience with them. And then talking to them and interacting with them, it needs a special way of interacting with them. And it becomes extremely important for us to understand from where the teachers are coming from, so that we are able to actually have a conversation, have communication, connect with each other, and then only then the skill impartment is going to happen. But early childhood is where I would say that that particular part of teaching community is the most important teaching community, because they deal with children, and it is on how they interact with the children. The children will either want to be learners or shy away from learning.
Absolutely.
But if the teacher or the communication between the teachers and the students at that point of time is great, then you have uh, people or students who are vying to learn. Everybody in the world has their favorite teacher, and you remember your favorite teacher for a long period of time. I wanted to become trainer, but before that I wanted to become a teacher, because I actually idolized my English teacher. She was the teacher during my 8th, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th standards. And she actually pushed me really very hard to refine my language. She was actually very strict, but then that's fine. But that's what pushed me, and she pushed me. She actually did a lot of things that helped me in becoming a good communicator. So this particular thing, I actually started late in refining my English, but if you can do this at an early year, then the language process would be so much better with the children.
Better. And also when we were talking, Akrami, so beautifully you expressed that, so many times people treat children like the language is starting from where they come to school. But
No,
it, yes, so I thought it's a nice thing to start from there. So where does language process start from? Where does it
language
begin?
process starts when the children are actually in the mother's womb. Every prospective mother or to be mother actually interacts and talks to her child. The child is That's why the child is always very comfortable with the mother. They don't have to be introduced to their mother. They know who the mother is, because they've been listening to her for what, at least, let's take on a conservative way, 5 6 months. They've been listening to them, because by the scientifically speaking, after first trimester, the sense organs are already done.
Yes.
So um, the child is listening to her mom speak, interact with them directly. Sometimes father also speaks directly to the child. So he actually has heard or listens to two people at least,
If not more.
and if not more,
Yes.
but generally two people. Okay, the mom generally talks, and father comes in the evening and then talks to, agar if he is in the mood, then he'll talk. But then these are the two different people that the child has learned. And incidentally speaking, if you're talking about language, how does somebody learn a language? Have we thought about how a language is actually learned? If you talk about it, very simple. After the child is born, it takes approximately 8 9 months for the child's vocal cords to be developed so that he starts babbling. But during the babbling, the mother keeps on telling ma, ma, amma, in different languages. Ma, right? I, amma, mom. So different languages have different words, but the same thing. And it is most of the times it's only one syllable, and it's always ma, right? And it is always a sound, and the child is listening first.
Yes.
So the journey of the language starts with your ears while you are listening.
And perhaps this is a good time to also talk to, the audience that's saying that as teachers, or if you have, if you're young parents, always have clarity in communication right from day one.
Absolutely.
You don't babble with the baby.
No. See, if a child would be able to express their frustration, they would clearly tell the adult that stop
Talk
talking,
properly. Yeah, talk
talk
properly.
properly. And it is been noticed that if you talk to children properly, they pick up the language faster.
Yes. Yes.
If you actually talk to them properly, they pick up the language faster. When they listen to proper words with proper clarity coming to them, they pick up the words faster. They start speaking faster,
Yeah.
which is the next step of our learning process for a language. First, listening, second is speaking. And these two take the majority of a child's early years before they are even given a textbook इन देयर हैंड. हमारे यहाँ पे एक प्रथा है. हम पहले चौक छुआने के लिए बच्चे को एक पूजा कराते हैं, और उसका भी एक सर्टेन एज होता है जहाँ पे ये होता है. हमारी जो प्रथाएं बनी हैं, द दोज आर नॉट जस्ट फॉर शो. देयर वाज a science behind it also.
Yes. Yes.
The people in the earlier ages, they knew that okay, the child will not be in a process to even hold a book before this age, but they can talk, they will be able to talk to you, but then the
They
next
won't be
step
able to
of the
read.
language process, which is your reading. We've talked about listening, we've
Yes.
talked about speaking, then the
I'll
third process is
also, yeah, more than the third process, I love what you said, the culture.
yes.
Before even reading, we are talking about a whole cultural relevance to the language of a child. It is
Hmm.
not so that I felt was really important, and how beautifully explained that certain traditions are followed in different communities, and they have a meaning, they have a scientific thought to
Hmm.
it, and it's not just a prayer or a puja. It's
No.
actually very, very scientific. So, Antarami, I like the step that you took in between, that little culture, saying
Yes.
that is
The
such an
academic
important.
journey, the
Yes.
child's academic journey is starting, so it is a very momentous occasion. So
Yes.
that is why it is celebrated in our families also. During that particular jo pratha or that puja or whatever is being done, that is celebrated because this actually shows a very important factor of our Indian culture also, that we hold education to be on a very higher level.
Yes.
Indian culture may we have education at a very higher level. That's why it is celebrated. Because I don't think Indians even celebrate birthdays. No,
No, but
nahi hota. But we celebrate the starting of a child's academic journey.
yes. And it's done
Then
as a
the
very nice ceremony. So I really like this
ceremony.
point, where we talked about the NEP also, but I mean, now that, we're talking about the culture, we're talking about learning and language, it so prominently is talking about integration of a whole cultural heritage
Yes, because
and
you
how,
because a child stays in that culture. If education can be catered around that culture, the child is in a position to accept and internalize it faster. For
so
example,
clearly Antaryami is saying this, that the NEP very simply said three words. It said cultural heritage, it said literacy and numeracy. And now I'm going to leave it to Antaryami to actually make it come true.
okay. Now think about it. In those three words, the NEP has given pura dunya jahan de diya. Everything. It's not small three words. When you're talking about cultural heritage, we have long memory. India has a very long memory of culture, and the heritage that everybody has in this particular country is even longer. So when we're talking about cultural heritage, we have the different states, the different union territories, each and every area. Now I remember one thing. My teacher used to tell me, Antaryami, in India, every 9 kilometers, the language will change because the demography changes. So we have, for every 9 kilometers, if your demography changes and your language changes, that means the culture also shifts a little. Every family has their own culture, which is very intrinsic to them. And if we can actually cater education for our children around these cultures and incorporate those cultural differences and the then it would be even better for the children in learning, because now the learning process is not alien to their culture. In scientific terms, it is called known to unknown. First we teach the children which they are very familiar with. Then we take them towards the things which they are not familiar with. So the
Uh,
journey of a child becomes easy.
so now from known to unknown, what I'm thinking of is bilingual, multilingual. This is
Yes.
another
Now,
word used by the NEP.
let me come to that that let's put a pin on that particular point. I'll
Yeah,
come to
and
that.
we'll come to that. Yeah.
Yes. Now, when we're talking about language process, हम लोगों ने what did we talk about first? Listening. They should listen so that they become comfortable with the language. Then they will automatically start speaking. Then reading, which gives them the first interaction with words, which is a textbook, or in today's world we have an iPad or any of these gadgets. Then the last thing is your writing. So it is a four-step process which is intrinsic and natural process for any language learning. The same process can be implemented in learning any language. I'll give you an example of myself. I don't call myself a polyglot, but I know a few languages. I started out with my own mother tongue, which is Odia. Then in school, I learned Hindi and English. Both my Hindi teacher and my English teacher were very strict in teaching the language, so I have a better grasp of these two languages. Then when I after my graduation, I came to Hyderabad for my post graduation. Now in Hyderabad, I saw that the basic medium of language or the communication is going to be Telugu. So I used to stay in a hostel. In the hostel is in a mohalla types. If you so mohalla is like kasbah types. So I used to sit outside my uh, hostel and listen to the people who were talking, and uh, slowly and steadily the natural process kicked in, and I started pronouncing the words or saying the words. Now I had a very good community in that area that they corrected me कि अंतर्यामी ऐसा नहीं बोलते. This is not how you talk. This is how you say. So I have, and during that process, I learned one thing. If you want to learn a language, be a little shameless, and you need to have courage to commit mistakes, because people will obviously point out what are the mistakes that you are doing. You need to take those things and then correct yourself rather than taking a step back. Stand and take the feedback that the people are giving and then work on the feedback. That is how you learn. Now, coming to your point, uh, being, but, uh, but, but I have visited. Yes, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I was just saying that, so you brought in two really important aspects. One, you brought in the culture, and the second one, which you've just brought in, is the environment. Because you
Yes.
sat outside your hostel, you were not sitting inside your room.
No.
So you actually went out there and you went out into a normal everyday environment
Daily
and
one
you
and a half.
learned the language. Sometimes this is something which we also need to understand as teachers and parents, especially as teachers. that what Antaryami was talking about is exposure. So if you don't give them exposure to language, they will not pick it up. So we
No,
are
they will
so
not.
busy teaching them language. This was a very interesting conversation with Antaryami and me had, is that how do we actually start teaching language in a school? Let's all just close our eyes and think for 1 minute. What is the first thing you teach children in language routinely? Let's not make it about the exceptional schools. It's the recognition of the
Letters.
letters. And
Yes.
way beyond, and language is way
And
beyond that.
you know,
Yes.
the best part is the natural process is LSRW, or listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And when we come to school and when we learn uh, English, it is always, this is A for apple, and we are given a textbook and we start writing, and it is the exact opposite of, we first write, then we start learning to read, then comes a distant speaking, and then listening का तो कोई ठीक ठीक ठिकाना ही नहीं है
There's
when
not so
when it
much.
comes to
Yes.
English.
Yes. And so
But
naturally, and also there's a very known research that reading is not a natural creation of the system.
no,
We have to inculcate it.
yes,
Whereas listening and speaking is a natural process.
yes, this is why reading comes the third, at a distant third in the language learning process, because we have to teach ourselves how to read, but nobody has to actually teach you how to listen and speak, because it comes automatically and it comes naturally.
Yes.
So when we're talking about English is a very different type of language than what we have in India. There are two different types of languages in India. One is the Dravidian languages, one is the Devanagari languages. So they have the different ways. But English is completely different. That's why it is, most of the times, it is the third language. English, in today's world also, it is called English as a second language, or ESL, but in India it is English as a third language, ETL, English as a third language, because you always have Hindi first as a second language. Either if you are from a different, doesn't matter, Hindi is going to be a second language in India, because we have our own language that we speak at home. That is our first language, which we call our natural language. So when we're talking about English as a third language, we need a medium for us to go to English. And that is where our dual or bilingual comes into picture. If you go back to National Curriculum Framework 2005 document, that is there has been amendments to that document, but that is still uh, taken as one of the most comprehensive curriculum frameworks
Yes.
that has come out of NCRT and the education
Yes.
ministry. What it says also is that you need to have a second, basically, let's take, if you're in UP, then Hindi would be your medium to learn English. If you are in Andhra, then it would be Telugu as a medium to learn English. If you are in Tamil Nadu, then your Tamil will be the language to learn English, because the child is already comfortable with Tamil or Telugu or Hindi or Marathi or Gujarati or any other language. So you can use the first language that the child has learned, explain the concepts to the child in their language, and then they will be able to learn English faster.
Yes, so this is also something which a lot of teachers get very confused. So that's what I always tell them, that don't go for literal translation. One sentence, one sentence, one sentence,
Right.
one sentence. Don't do that. Just do the whole concept in one language, pure language, the first language of the child, the mother tongue, which is
Hmm.
most commonly used in any region or an area.
Hmm.
And then when you are introducing any other language, they already have the concept in their heads.
Hmm.
Then you don't need to do one word translation. Then you speak
Yes.
another pure language.
Hmm.
That's another
Now,
beautiful process which
now,
you've explained.
yes. Now think about it. When we speak, we've been speaking for 24 minutes now, right? And in this particular 24 minutes, we've used mainly two languages. One is English and one is Hindi, right? But we, we are forgetting, we still have LSRW, but there is a fifth element to it, thinking. We have the fifth element of that particular process, which is thinking, which is more the most important. When I agree, and picking up your point of literal translation, let's understand something. Hindi is a different language, English is a different language.
Absolutely.
Telugu is a different language, English is a different language. So you cannot think in Telugu and speak in English. You have to develop the process of thinking in English,
Oh,
because
beautiful.
only then your mind will correct yourself. Okay, this sentence is not correct. यहाँ पे कुछ गड़बड़ है. So your mind has to tell you that. For your mind to be in a position to tell you that, you have to think in that language. Only then your language will come properly. But
So
yes, it is not going
I
to.
do think, Antaryami, that the way you all are explaining, you're putting in points which most of us don't make it as a part of our list. हमारा
Okay.
LSRW रहता है, LS culture, environment, thinking. Now we have to increase that list. That language
Yes.
processing has all of this. I think
Yes.
ये मैं एक नया version बनाने वाली हूँ, and I'm going to put it up in our next session.
Absolutely. Bilkul.
So
So when we are coming to thinking, thinking comes a little later. When the child becomes comfortable with that language, only then he
confident.
starts to think in that language. Only, and after that the fluency will fall into place. Let's not beat our children up because they're not fluent in that language, because it will ultimately come, but it is a mental process. Let them understand the various parts of a language. Like, you have your spoken, okay, you have your and the very important is the grammar that the child has to learn in that language, because those are your rules and regulations of a language, and they are completely different from language to language. So the child has to actually learn the grammar of that language and implement it in speaking as well. It is not that the grammar is only when you pick up a pen and a paper and write. No, the grammar is important when you are speaking as well.
Yes.
So it is important that the child learns grammar. Uh, in CBSE schools, we have this facility to take a third language. So I am giving an example of my son, who is 12 years old. So he's taking Telugu. Since he's in Hyderabad, I thought that okay, it will be very easy for you. It will be good for you if you learn Telugu as well. And then I told him, okay, I will give you 10 words every day. You have to use those words from YouTube and you have to listen to them. And every day, 10 words he's listening. And he's able to speak those 10 words after 4 days of listening.
In the correct context, does he kind of try and use it in context?
I have conversation with him for at least 10, 12 minutes, because we
Oh.
cannot have longer period of
Yes,
conversations with
yes,
him
of course, of
right now.
course.
So 10 minutes, okay. Then I'll ask him, okay, how are you? So he is he able to give me those? Then I correct him. Okay, this is not how you say it. This is how you say it. But my education in Telugu is the street education in Telugu. I have not had a formal education in Telugu in a classroom. I went, so there are two places that you can actually have an education for any language. One is a classroom where you have a professor or a teacher teaching you, or you can actually go to the market or the field
The field,
to
yes.
actually get an education. I have had the education of the field. I have not had the education of the classroom. So he is now getting the benefit of both places.
So would I be correct in saying that language learning process is a shared responsibility of many people. The
Yes, many
parents,
people, your community, the whole, your parents, your relatives, your extended family, plus your community and your environment, your neighbors, your neighborhood. Everybody plays a very big role in the way a child learns the language.
absolutely. It's very interesting now that you're saying this. There was this, I used to be, consultant for many years, and I used to walk into classrooms once in a while. Obviously you're not there every day. And I have a certain way of saying Fevicol, so I would say Fevicol. And I would just not realize because I would do craft. So the minute I would walk in, those children who would not speak English too much, but the Fevicol was always beautifully said. So I, at that time, very early in my, career, realized that my God, I was not teaching them this word. So another beautiful
That
thing
is
about
big to know.
language processing is that you don't really consciously, it doesn't only happen with teaching. It happens with the correct mirroring of the language all around the child. That's why we said it's a responsibility of the community.
And it is
Also,
very, yeah, yeah, please, sir. Sorry,
नहीं नहीं आप
please.
बोलिए आप बोलिए
No, and with children, it is with adults, we have to consciously listen because we have forgotten the art of listening very early. But children always listen. Their ears are turned on 24 by 7. So anything that you say, they pick it up.
yes.
So your conversations in front of your children, be it your classroom or home, they have to be you have to be very careful. You have
Oh
to think
yes.
twice before you open your mouth and anything comes out of it. So it is important because let's understand something. They are always listening.
Oh, yes. This is also something which I want to address. So I'm going to, I want you to see this beautiful clipping, of all the children holding each other's shoulder. So when
Yes.
Antaryami and me were deciding how should the creative be, so we said that so much of language is if children just follow, and what Antaryami described was so beautiful. I want you to describe that line that you described to everybody on how it
Absolutely.
starts. Yeah, can you quickly do that and then we'll go to the next step?
Uh, See, when if everybody at one point or other, they must have gone to their child's preschool to pick up their kids, right? So when I used to go, I used to see that the teacher used to be at the start, as you can see in the picture behind Sonia ma'am. And then the strict instruction to everybody is that you have to place your hand in front of your in the child in front, and you have to place it on their shoulder, and so that this helps them in walking in a straight line. But I have never seen a single line. I have seen at least one child going this way, the other child going this way. That's absolutely fantastic. But the hand is always on the other child's shoulder.
Absolutely.
They can be, and this shows a different thing also. Every child is unique. Every child has their own strengths and weaknesses. I would say that there are very less weaknesses, but then strengths more all overall. And every child has their own way of learning. You cannot uh, this is in English it's called pigeonholing. Okay, you cannot uh, you don't have a set way of placing a child in a square block because the child can be round, the child can be a pentagram, the child can be anything. So you cannot put it in a predefined slot when you're talking with when you're dealing with children. And it is very important to understand that every child has their own personality. They though it is developing, but they already have their own likes and dislikes. They already have that particular thing set मेरे को ये अच्छा नहीं लगता. I'll give an example, small example. Everybody know dates, right? My child doesn't like eating dates, so he has his own likes and dislikes. So he has, so every child will be the same way. So when we're dealing with children, we have to take it like case by case basis. Every child is unique. We have to take them one at a time. And this
Ah,
actually shows that the process that they are going through, the learning journey, every, I have friends who, you can go a different way, you can have your uniqueness, your individuality, and then still learn everything, because the hand is still on the other child's shoulder.
yes.
Let's understand that they are not going
Leaving.
doing away with. No.
Yeah, yeah. So what also I think I'm understanding out of what Antaryami is saying is some basics have to be held on to. When
Yes.
you're teaching language, that basic of hand on the shoulder, in the sense that clarity of language, the child should be able to listen to good language. There should be conscious integration of grammar in the way you speak, like, okay, today we are going to do things that we name around us. Tomorrow we are going to teach them some how we are going to place things and objects and prepositions. Make this a part of your daily conversations. It can't be grammar in the textbook, because
No.
language needs good grammar. And any like in, when I started doing phonics, Adriami, there
Hmm.
was a Hindi a person who was there in one of my recordings, and I kept
Hmm.
saying phonics, phonics. So she told me Hindi एक विशुद्ध ध्वनात्मक भाषा है, pure
Dhonatmak,
phonic
that is
language.
phonic language.
हाँ,
Yes.
प्योर फोनिक लैंग्वेज। तो जो इंडियन
Yes.
बच्चे होते हैं वो एक
Hmm.
बहुत, इनफैक्ट ऑल आर लैंग्वेजेस, बिकॉज दे डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम अ सोर्स व्हिच इज सो प्योर।
Yeah.
सो व्हाट यू स्पीक, जैसे आपका उच्चारण वैसे बच्चा लिखता है, दैट एडवांटेज। सो स्पोकन लैंग्वेज, दिस इज आल्सो समथिंग व्हिच वी हैड स्पोकन अबाउट, राइट?
एब्सोल्युटली। अगर आप हिंदी को ले, राइट, मैं तो संस्कृत की तरफ जा ही नहीं रहा, हम तो हिंदी पे ही रुक गए हैं। हिंदी के ऊपर तेलुगु है, तेलुगु के ऊपर तमिल है, तमिल के ऊपर संस्कृत है। आप ये लिख लीजिए ना, हमारा अल्फाबेट ऑफ द अल्फाबेट ऑफ हिंदी, राइट, कितने लेटर्स हैं, उतने ध्वनियां हैं।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट।
अगर एक बच्चा उतनी ध्वनियों को समझ सकता है और उसको याद रख सकता है, उसको इस्तेमाल करके आप एक पूरा कॉन्वर्सेशन कर सकते हो, तो 44 ध्वनियां नहीं सीख सकता बच्चा अंग्रेजी में। अंग्रेजी में तो है ही 44 है, उससे ज्यादा तो है ही नहीं। अगर आप हिंदी के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे तो छोटा लगता है इंग्लिश, और आसान होना चाहिए, क्योंकि बच्चों को ध्वनियां सुन के उसको पहचानने की शक्ति आ गई है ऑलरेडी। बिकॉज स्कूल में जब बच्चा जाता है, उसको कौन कौन सी चीजें आती हैं। एक तो आप घर में सिखाया जाता है कि बड़े बड़े बुजुर्ग को रेस्पेक्ट देना चाहिए। उसको मालूम है कि दादा दादी हैं तो दादा दादी को रेस्पेक्ट देना चाहिए, मम्मी पापा को रेस्पेक्ट देना चाहिए, चाचा चाची कौन है, मामा मामी कौन है, बुआ कौन है, फूफा कौन है, ये सबको पहचानता है बच्चा। और फिर उसको उसका एक लैंग्वेज आता है। लैंग्वेज सीखना आज के दुनिया में हमारे हम लोगों के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है, बट बच्चों के लिए आसान है, तो बच्चे सीख जाते हैं। और एक एग्जांपल मैं देता हूँ। मेरे दो मेरे दो दोस्त हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ उनकी शादी हुई है, राइट। लड़का है पंजाब का, अमृतसर, मतलब ठेठ पंजाबी, और लड़की है बंगाली। उन दोनों का एक दूसरे के साथ कॉन्वर्सेशन हिंदी या इंग्लिश में होता है। अभी सीख गए हैं थोड़ा बहुत, मगर पंजाबी बंगाली बोलते हुए आप थोड़ा इमेजिन करिए, बंगाली पंजाबी बोलते हुए आप थोड़ा थोड़ा इमेजिन करिए। दे हैड ए डॉटर, उनकी एक बेटी पैदा हुई। स्कूल जाने से पहले उसको 3 लैंग्वेजेस आती थी, हिंदी आती थी, पंजाबी आती थी, बंगाली आती थी। स्कूल जाने के बाद उसको इंग्लिश भी आने लगी है। तो एक बच्ची 3 साल से पहले उसको 3 लैंग्वेजेस आती थी। हम कैसे बोल सकते हैं कि बच्ची ब्लैंक स्लेट है?
नेवर, नेवर एट ऑल। एंड अगर दादा दादी या नाना नानी साथ होते तो वो पंजाबी में पंजाबी से बात करती, बंगाली की
हाँ
बंगाली में
हाँ
बात
हाँ हाँ
करती।
हाँ हाँ।
और अगर और कोई हो तो, अगर जैसे हेल्प हो, वो लोकल लैंग्वेज हो तो वो उसको लोकल
हम्म,
लैंग्वेज में बात करती। सो
बिल्कुल।
लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग फॉर चिल्ड्रन, इफ दे कैन लिसन to it around them, it comes naturally. It's not like
यस।
we need to, open the textbook. That's the reason also, Antaryami, where now the whole way of doing early years is coming out of the notebooks.
It has to
Now,
come out of the
yeah,
notebook.
so this
It
is
has to
also
be
the
hands-on.
reason. Yeah, this was also the reason why I thought we must have this conversation, because teachers are stressed out about not filling those number of books. उससे language नहीं आती.
कुछ
Language
नहीं
will
होता है.
come with communication, with listening.
Yes.
Another thing that we mentioned now today, we were mentioning, we thought about listening, speaking, culture, demography, thinking, which was so important. And there was one very beautiful part of language is body language.
Yes.
आंख का इशारा समझना, movement समझना, रुक. So that's another beautiful part of language which we forget, that the children have experienced a whole lot of language learning in the process. There are
Yes.
times when children will respond just to a
You
quiet
know,
word
you know,
and body language.
there is a saying, your body never lies. आप आप that's why people who are in high stress and high profile jobs, be it government or a corporate world also, where they have to do a lot of negotiations and there are a lot of
Yeah.
interaction with other people, they uh, they go through for example Indian foreign services में जो भी है हमारे, right, they go through extensive body language
Yes.
training, either to pick up other people's
Yes.
nuances of their body language or to steal your own body. And I choose my words very carefully, still your own body, so that you don't betray what you are thinking. Because your body automatically portrays what is going on in your head.
Oh, you should ask us earlier, teachers. We are moving all the time. So I think we just don't have these lessons learned, but it's a beautiful point that you put
Yeah, but
across.
then
Yes.
obviously when it and most of the teachers are very well versed because they have seen these nuances in their children in front of them
Oh,
always.
yes, yes. And what you're saying
So
is so correct, Tami. If I have a child in a room and I'm watching the child for some time, I really don't need to check if there is a problem. I can catch it.
yes.
I mean, just the way the child is moving that day, and that's what we're missing in this online learning. Not
Hmm.
that there's anything wrong. Teachers are doing a fantastic job, but I know they're missing this part, where
Hmm.
you're not able to hold that the language communication through the body language. So yes, it's an important part. So Antaryami has given us this very, very nice perspective on language processing. I'm sure when we started the topic, everybody would have expected us to go point one, point two, point three, but we did point one, point two, but we added more points rather than listening,
Yes.
speaking, reading, writing has a whole lot of more processing to it. It has the culture, it has the demography, it has responsibility, it has community, it has thinking in two different kinds of languages, being able to express them, comprehension, body language, and then come the letters and the sounds and the phonics. So while we
Yes.
were doing Antaryami, when we were doing this phonic program,
Hmm.
I had thought that we must do this. What do you, I mean, like for English language reading, how important do you think phonics is? So we have just about 2 minutes to go. So if you could just tell us your perspective on the
Okay.
phonics part of it.
Phonics. I actually stumbled into the world of phonics little late, but then it was such an interesting subject that I actually did some studying into it. It
Okay.
is a human brain is a musical brain. We learn music and we catch on to music very, very fast. So when we're
Yes.
talking about phonics, it is the music of the word or the letter. That is the sound. For example, when we say eh, right, it actually hits our brain and both. And when we're listening to music, right, our complete brain is being utilized in listening to music, not just the left part or the right part or any of these things. The whole brain comes into picture. So when the phonics is being used and the child is listening to the different sounds, the whole brain is actually learning a language. And think about it. Indians are they're very good at mathematics, which is basically your left side of your brain, right? Most of the right side of your brain is the artistic function. But think about it, the whole brain learning something at one go.
I think this is a beautiful note to, kind of, I think it's such a, and something, I've been doing phonics for so many years, but I haven't seen it in this light. So today, like I had put I always put, a little write up about what I feel about the day that's to come. And I said today, I am quite excited to talk to Antaryami because I know he's going to bring in a new perspective. So today, I'm going to put big thing on this whole brain development. I think that's a lovely perspective.
Yes.
And I'm not going to just say that this is the last time we are meeting this fabulous, person. He promised to smile a lot today, which he's done.
Thank you.
Also, if you keep coming on to the Square Panda show, you have to smile a bit more next time. But we
Okay.
also would love to keep calling you back. This is also for the audience. These are wonderful people we are meeting. They're a part of our organization. If you feel that there are certain topics you want us to touch, please write into us. And we would love to build it up for you, because it's a beautiful team we are interacting and growing with. So, Antaryami, thank you so much. Very, very
Thank you
proud
so
to
much.
be able to host you.
And it was my pleasure to talking to you. And then, if our talk is going to help the teachers and the larger education community and the children's, I would be the happiest person on the earth.
Lovely. So that's why the Square Panda has been trying to build this community of all kinds of people together. So, yes, I hope we can keep doing that. And next week, we have another interesting topic. It's going to do with literacy and how to appreciate it. So, slowly, we are moving from phonics to language to a little bit of literacy. And the next month, I have another little surprise for everybody. So, thank you so much. And thank you, Antaryami,
Thank
for
you
this
very much.
beautiful, beautiful talk. Thank you, Sejal. Thank you.
Square, square, panda.